Well, I watch a new film every other day, follow along for recommendations and reviews. Today, I just finished watching the movie titled The Long Way Home that is showing on Uche Montana TV. It's the return of Uche Montana TV since Monica. And the way I'm going to start this discussion, because this is just you and I, right? Members of the VDK Film Club, let's talk about this film as we saw it, honestly. I don't think there's a way to talk about this film without talking about where Uche Montana is right now in her career and what we've been watching. And coming from Monica, that was so beloved, at least in this club, we love that film. There is a huge expectation, at least that we have right now, on Uche Montana's next release. I even told you guys that, like, I was like, I wonder what she's going to do next. Is it going to be like a village setting, urban setting? Like, what's it going to be? And then she does that video and she's like, I see the expectations are high and it should be. And this next release is going to be on a different level. And I'm like, okay. Having finished the film now, I'm very curious what you guys think about this film. For me, sadly, it was not on that different level. This film is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I don't even think it's possible for Uche Montana to make a bad film. But I'm just saying that when this film finished, by the ending, I was like, okay, cool. That was my honest thought. I will never lie to you people, you know. So the way this film opens, like that scene, I was like, okay, this is very interesting. Like, what is going on? Where is going? Where is this story going? And then kind of when it now starts going, and you kind of just keep seeing it for like the next hour, you're like, okay, when the inciting incident, the main thing now happens, the cocoa happens when you watch film, you know what I'm talking about. You're like, okay, now where is this going to go? And then it goes, and it just goes exactly how you would think it would go. And then by the end, it ends, and you're just kind of like, okay. And that's what I mean. The film is okay. If this was by a different producer that was not Uche Montana, maybe I would have even been more like, oh, okay. And maybe I would have rated it more in my mind. So that's what I mean, that it's a good film as a film. It's just that for Uche Montana after Monica, this is no Monica at all. Even in terms of outside of just in terms of the feeling that Monica gave and like where Monica was at and what that Monica was saying and like on a bigger level beyond just Monica as the monument. I mean, like on a story level and a film level, that had a lot of like specificity that I just loved and what it was trying to say. The acting is good. The young actors, they are children, so you cannot really critique their acting too much. But the actors, the main actors did well. There's one scene that the Felicia actress did some acting that was like, but overall the acting is good. You should definitely check this film out because you should see it for yourself. And now, if you have watched it and ready to come and talk about this film so we can gist about it well with spoilers, then spoilers ahead in 3, 2, 1, let us go. All right, now we're in the spoiler section. Please, if you're going to write a comment that has spoilers, just write spoiler alert before you write your comment so that we don't spoil it for people that have not yet watched it. All right, let's start gisting. When the movie starts and we are seeing that scene of Felicia and the young Beatrice, and they go to that man that's telling her, like, you can never have an abortion, and she's had this young child, the music playing, the mood, everything. I was like, oh, this is very interesting. I wonder where the storyline is going to go of saying, like, you cannot abort this one or any other one that comes ahead. I immediately know that, oh, there's probably going to be another child that comes. And when is it going to come? So we're already like planting that seed. I'm like, okay, this is very interesting. When the movie now starts rolling around, they're now both grown. When I first see, by the way, Uche Montana and Nadia Buari, I was thinking that they were like friends. When it now is revealed that, this is her mother, I was like, oh, but then it makes sense, of course, because this girl, Beatrice, had Thelma when she was a lot younger. So it does make a lot of sense. So, anyways, you now start seeing their dynamic, and you're like, okay, even the way that Thelma is acting is that Beatrice's father is acting is kind of like, I'm like, her behavior is so kind of weird to me. But anyways, the story keeps going. Like, you guys have watched it. I'm not giving you a recap, but I'm just saying that when we now meet Kayode, that is Maurice's character, and we now especially see Chidi, and we now have that moment where Kayode and Beatrice have that moment. I think you are now start seeing where the story is going to be. And when it's now revealed that once she fell sick or like whatever happened to her that she had to go into the hospital, I immediately said it's going to be a pregnancy. And I was like, okay, now this is going to probably complicate the story. So that's where I was like, okay, I'm start up now. What is going to happen? Like, where do we go from here? The way it now unfolds doesn't really, in my mind, say any, like, it just unfolds and then it's done. The lesson, I guess, and the bigger discourse here is now in how Beatrice reacts when especially Felicia comes. And you now realize that Beatrice does not feel any sort of remorse. And even when Thelma catches her on the thing, she's basically saying, like, you stole my youth, you stole my life. Um, like, I don't really owe you ish, like you came when I didn't really want you, and you're like having this man fighting over you. Why is it not me? So she's jealous of her daughter, essentially. This is a theme, by the way, that was explored in a different film that we watched recently that we love, Trials of a Idea of when you just feel like your child is sometimes getting something that you feel like you were owed to in a way, that you were owed in a way rather. And so that's like the biggest theme of the film. But then after that, Thelma kind of leaves the home and she now goes and starts a relationship with Chidi, and then the Beatrice's child is born and she's asked like, "Oh, do you will see your mother?" And she's like, "No," and then that's the kind of the film. Again, what am I saying? Like even in talking about the film now, right, beginning to end, like it's just there. Like that's what I mean. Like the film is not bad, but it's just there. When I finished Monica and Monica too, and we're going to talk about it because like I can't talk about Uche Montana just as you have to talk about her in the as an author in the context of her films, and that's how life is. Life happens in context. So in the context of where we are right now, after Monica, that film had so many things to say about so many things. Like in terms of even every single character I had was like had the whole arc going on, the whole story of black tax and the depths that was a real exploration of something. I feel like the issue I have with this The Long Way Home is that it doesn't really feel like a deep exploration of anything. Like it just shows Beatrice's, okay, this is what can happen when you're jealous of your daughter. But at the same time, she didn't quite have a choice in the matter. Do you understand? It's not like she now had this child of her own volition and then she's now getting, it's like the priest essentially forced her into having this child. So naturally, quote unquote, there's like a you stole my child, you stole my youth, and now you're enjoying youth. So her feelings are valid, but I think what I'm saying, and you guys, please, what do you think about it? I'm so curious to know what you think. If I'm making any sense of what you thought, that like it didn't go anywhere from there. Like, okay, now that we've established that Beatrice is jealous of her daughter, and what? Because Beatrice's story then ends and she just gives birth, and we kind of just see like she says, "I've never gotten love from you" to Felicia, and then that is like the last scene of Beatrice on screen, and then next thing we hear that she's giving birth. But and what? So what did she ever do with that jealousy? Like she has it, and then what? With Thelma, okay, your mother has done this thing. I'm not going to see her again. And then what? So now she's it just at the end now becomes a love story that like they push her away essentially, and then she goes into the hands of Chidi. So at the end of this film, it's like a romance, and like that is the end. And then what? I think that's like my biggest thing with this film. Like my biggest question is, and then what? I feel like there could have been a deeper exploration on something. Like even with the other woman, think of another Uche Matana film. When we watched that one at the end, there was something, of what do you do when in a situation like this. And then at the end of that film, there was like a very real POV, a real point of view, a real lesson, a real like, this is a way you can handle this type of situation. This one is not, it's just very okay, you just go off with your other lover, and then you, the woman, go off with your own lover, and then what? I think I said what I want to say. I didn't love this film. It was cool, but I just didn't love it. If you've watched this film, I'm very curious to know what you think about it. So please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, if you've watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I'm the curator of the VDK Film Club, where every other day we watch something new and we just about it like we've done today. Follow along. All right. Until the next film that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.